Thank you, Amita. I'm, of course, coming live from Bengaluru here. 4 constituencies among the 14 southern constituencies of Karnataka, of course, going into polls today, along with, like you mentioned, 88 overall across the country in phase 2. This is across 12 states, 1 union territory, and more importantly, this time we're going to focus on Kerala for the next 15 minutes. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, I believe, is also casting his vote. He's arrived there at the polling booth, and Kerala, of course, is going to be a very, very interesting contest. All the 20 seats there today, of course, they're going to be voting for, and this time the BJP is hoping that they will make a dent. It has been a fortress almost of the Congress party and its alliance partners. Last time around, 19 of the 20, of course, going to the Congress. This time, you know, while at the center, the Alliance of India, of course, has the CPIM along with the Congress party, but they've been at loggerheads in Kerala. They've been attacking one another brutally this time around. Also, we should note that Wayanad is another important constituency that we are putting special focus on, considering the fact that 3 heavyweights, Mr. Rahul Gandhi contests from Wayanad. Last time around, his margin of about 4 lakh was a record setter in Kerala. Annie Raja of the CPIM, also a big candidate that has been, of course, put up by the CPIM to contest against Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and the BJP doesn't want to be left far behind there. Mr. Surendran, of course, comes there to give Rahul Gandhi a hard time. There's also the Thiruvananthapuram constituency, of course, that everyone has been talking about, whether Shashi Tharoor is running out of ideas in that particular constituency and whether Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar can make all the impact. All of this, of course, we're going to be bringing to you from the ground, the largest number of reporters, of course, out there. And as you continue to watch the election coverage here on Times Now, we bring you the most prominent voices and everything that's happening on polling day. This is phase 2 of elections here on Times Now. Now, Shweta Verma joins me live from Kannur. Shweta, if you could take us through what's exactly happening there. We believe the Chief Minister of Kerala as well, very shortly, was there to cast his vote. Take us through the details.
Well, absolutely. Let me quickly cut across you to the visuals. Just a short while back, we have seen Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has come to cast his vote, and of course, serpentine queue outside the polling booth says it all about the enthusiasm what the voters have been carrying. And let me also show you the visuals while going near to the polling booth. Now, remember, when it comes to this particular constituency, it has been always an intense battle, and this time, strong statements that has already come out by Kerala CM, stating very categorically that the political attitude of Congress and BJP is not aligning with the state emotions. So here, strong statements while doing a rally has come out from Kerala CM, and George is showing you the visuals. And very importantly, what we also understand is that the left leaning has always been getting a massive support here. You talk about LDF is always there, but this time BJP, the NDA is trying their level best to woo the new voters, the newly registered voters, so that the impact can be witnessed here. As far as the UDF, the Congresses is concerned, we have seen that they also hold a strong share here from K. Sudhakaran. But currently, I'm showing you the visuals of Pinarayi Vijayan interacting. Nevertheless, what we also understand here is that the key issues of people are quite limited, but of course, people are waiting to see a change, where we see that NDA candidate C. Raghunath is from this particular constituency, and here we are showing you the visual that the CM of Kerala has just is out casting his vote. But simultaneously, we also understand that however limited pressing issues of people of Kerala, but they do not want any more conflicts here. It has always been left-leaning. I'll quickly give you a figure as well. 39% of this particular constituency is about the minority communities. You talk about Christian, you talk about Muslims, and it has been, kind of left-leaning. But nevertheless, UDF has also provided their level best support to the people. And here, however, my cameraman is focusing on the interaction what Kerala CM is doing. And just a short while back, as he was heading to the polling booth, Times Now had an interaction with him, and he stated that after coming out, that's after casting his vote, he will be talking to us. But here you see, it's not just Pinarayi Vijayan, but along with his family, Kamala Vijayan and daughter Veena Vijayan, everybody has come to the polling booth of RC Amla School.
Right. Well, thank you for bringing us all those updates. Of course, now we'll cut across straight to Thiruvananthapuram. Like we were mentioning, Shashi Tharoor this time is hoping that he can, of course, come back as the MP from Thiruvananthapuram. But standing in his way, of course, is the left and also the BJP. The BJP is trying to do everything that they can. Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar has been raising multiple issues about development. What has Mr. Tharoor done for the constituency? About comparisons that have come in from Thiruvananthapuram about Bengaluru and Kerala and Thiruvananthapuram and so much more. Jayalakshmi, of course, joins us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Jayalakshmi, what's the latest? How's the mood of the people? Are they coming out in large numbers, especially urban centres? We've seen somewhere, an apathy that they don't really come out. Whenever we see voting percentages, be it Chennai, be it Bengaluru, be it Thiruvananthapuram, the percentage is quite less. This time, how is the voter turnout really?
Certainly we can see, huge number of crowd as early as 7 a.m. in the morning. We saw senior citizens earlier as well. And now, we are definitely hoping out for a good number of voter turnout this time. But as far as Thiruvananthapuram is concerned, as you exactly said, Shashi Tharoor has been the 3-time sitting MP here, and there is a certain level of anti-incumbency that we can observe when it comes to the people of Kerala, and there has been a certain section, especially the coastal region, which is not very much happy about the fact, even though the Congress has been majorly focusing on the coastal belt and the minority sections, the major minority section in this constituency of Thiruvananthapuram, it lies in the coastal belt, and that is where the Congress has been this time around, focusing, and as there is a slight amount of anti-incumbency as the 3-time sitting MP, and there's a bit of anger that you can see, that things have not been done and the development is exactly not been done. The fishermen have not been given any benefits. That is what is being said on the ground. But as far as BJP is concerned, they're definitely trying to, pitch in and tackle that by, putting in more development projects. And this time, as in Rajiv Chandrasekhar's main motive is ini karyam nadakam, that things will be done now, and definitely with Modi's guarantee that tagging along with that, and huge campaigning, and there's a major tight neck-to-neck contest between Shashi Tharoor and Rajiv Chandrasekhar, even
Very
as
quickly,
admitted by Shashi
if you
Tharoor
could tell us
himself.
in the connect of Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar with the people of Thiruvananthapuram, how strong has that been? Sometimes people have said whether he's an outsider, probably has just come in for the sake of elections. Do you feel he's been able to build that connect in the last few months?
Certainly he's been on ground since day one. He's landed here in Thiruvananthapuram, and he's been interacting to every nook and corner, especially, going to, interacting with voters and in public, in the coastal areas, in the churches, in the temples, everywhere possible. And definitely the one thing that Rajiv Chandrasekhar has always come forward and said is that the politics of development that majorly he is trying to focus on, when the opposition continues to battle among the war of words and, accuse each other, put each other on the pedestal and blame each other. The blame game politics is something that Rajiv Chandrasekhar has denied from, and he has definitely not gotten into that. So it has always been the politics of development.